The Oath Keepers sedition trial he was referring to, Trump's white nationalist dinner guest, and Kevin McCarthy's embrace of his party's fringe. It's all happening at the same time, and it's all connected.
Hi, everybody. Auntie Speaks. Welcome back. Please like, comment, and subscribe. So, we're going to check in with Joy Reid. She's caught us, everybody. She's caught us. We're a bunch of racist, sexist, homophobic. Well, we're really bad. All of us. Every single one of us are really, really bad. Why are we really, really bad? Oh, because some Oath Keeper group have sedition charges for storming the Capitol? And Trump is a racist. She's been saying that for a long time, but now it's really news because someone visited them, and McCarthy has racist people underneath him. Okay. All right. Well, Joy, you tell us how racist and dangerous the Republican Party is. Please let us know.
We begin tonight with a resounding victory for the Department of Justice. Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes was convicted Tuesday of seditious conspiracy for a violent plot to overturn President Joe Biden's election. Kelly Meggs, leader of the far-right organization's Florida wing, who was also found guilty of the same charge, and three other Oath Keepers were found guilty on other charges. Today, Attorney General Merrick Garland said the trial shows that the DOJ will work tirelessly to hold all January 6th perpetrators accountable.
Oath Keepers. They're super scary. Have you ever noticed that every 2 years or so, the media comes up with some scary right-wing group? Isn't that kind of unusual? Now, I have been paying attention, like really, really paying attention to politics for quite some time, probably since, 9/11. That's when I decided that I should, start paying attention, learn what's out there. So I consider myself on the up and up, everything having to do with conservatism and the Republican Party. And, all of a sudden, this started happening it was like 7-8 years ago. All of a sudden, boom, alt-right. Like every news outlet that you saw was talking about the alt-right. I had never heard of the alt-right. Nobody I know ever talked about the alt-right. It did not exist. But all of a sudden it did. And all of you should be super, super scary. It should scare you. And then it was MAGA. Okay, MAGA. Scary. MAGA equals racist. MAGA. Scary. Trump scary. Then that started losing it. Then all of a sudden QAnon. Oh my God, QAnon. They're super scary. Nobody ever heard of QAnon. We didn't know what the heck they were talking about. They even asked Trump during a debate, and Trump's like, Q a what? Which was the most awesome response. And now it's Oath Keepers. Another super scary group. Did any of these groups, burn down cities? Did any of them riot for 3 months? And I'm not talking riot meaning invited into the Capitol and took a selfie on Pelosi's desk. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about actual rioting. Burning, looting, attacking police cars. Any of those groups do anything like that? Oh, they didn't. But we're supposed to be super, super scared of those groups.
Rhodes' conviction, therefore, is an extraordinary win and historic. It is good news for our democracy and a major blow to other far-right leaders. 2 more seditious conspiracy trials are set to start in the coming weeks involving other Oath Keepers members, as well as members of the right-wing Proud Boys group, including its former chairman, Enrique Tarrio. Both Rhodes and Tarrio are highly visible leaders of the far-right anti-government movement. You may recall this video released by the DOJ showing Tarrio and Rhodes meeting in a Washington, D.C. garage on the eve of the insurrection, putting the heads of the most prominent extremist and violent organizations connected to January 6th in immediate proximity to each other 24 hours before the breach of the Capitol.
The most prominent, extremist, and violent organizations. And then she puts in there associated with January 6th. After the summer of love, I think you need just a little bit more than these people are the most violent groups. I think you need a little evidence. Can you show me pictures of them beating people? Can you show me pictures of them firebombing cars, firebombing buildings? Can you show them attacking people? No, you can't. Can you? We've seen all the pictures along with the pictures of them being invited in. And yet Joe Reid can get on here and say, these guys are the scariest people. They're the most violent, the most extremist, the most right-wing, the scariest people you've ever seen. And that's really unusual, that video that you see there. Why is it unusual? Is that why it's unusual? Because you had a bunch of FBI agents in the Proud Boys and in these Oath Keepers who I'd never even heard of before this. Yeah? There's lots of these. Yeah, this came out in court filings. Yeah, we didn't know this until court filings. They didn't tell us any of this. And we're going to bring in the Babylon Bee here because this is just awesome. The Babylon Bee is just awesome because they make fun of the FBI in such a great way. Here we go, the Babylon Bee.
All right, enough talk. It's time to take action. Garth, repeat the plan.
The plan is simple.
Repeat the plan, emphasizing the most illegal parts, speaking audibly, loud enough for, say, like a tiny microphone to hear, and also state your full name.
Okay. The plan is simple. We break into the Capitol building, we infiltrate the government, and we kidnap the Speaker of the House. And this is Garth Henderson speaking.
Excellent. You get that? We got everything we need. Everyone down on the ground, FBI! You're all under arrest!
I trusted you!
A squad of heavily armed FBI agents are on their way right now! It's over.
Oh, it's over, all right. It's over. For all of you!
Double cross!
A whole lot of foolishness.
I trusted you and I trusted you!
I don't like this. You FBI scum! You're all scum! You'll never take us alive! We're the true patriots! Standing up for liberty and stuff! Wait just 1 minute. I knew that voice. Steve! Steve Crenshaw! You got me. I was wondering why I hadn't seen you around the office lately. Yeah.
Babylon Bee, you guys are awesome. If you have not subscribed to Babylon Bee, go subscribe. But this is hilarious. This is hilarious. It's just like the Whitmer kidnapping, right? There was like 12 FBI agents and it was like 3 like conspiracy guys. I think they all got off because it was like all FBI agents. I mean, come on, this is ridiculous. So evidence, Joy, evidence. I could literally in this video show you photo and video and video and video and video of the violence from the left, from BLM, from Antifa, which according to Joe Reid and our FBI does not exist. Yeah, Antifa does not exist. No. But I can't because Wojcicki will not allow me to. As soon as I put any of that footage on here, any of it, even though it was published on the news, my video gets age restricted. Isn't that strange?
But I think it's important to note that the verdicts against Rhodes, Meggs, and their associates are not some separate, isolated story from everything else we've been talking about on this show every night. It's not separate from Donald Trump dining with Nick Fuentes, an outspoken anti-Semite and white supremacist, and above all, someone who hates women. Or active members of Congress, not retirees like Trump, members of Congress with actual current power, speaking at conferences organized by Fuentes. Or members of a major political party embracing white replacement theory, thanks to Fox's most watched host, Tucker Carlson, whose mission in life seems to be stoking white fear and injecting racist conspiracy theories into households across America. In fact, when you put all these guys in a room, which, I mean, it's kind of hard to pinpoint where one ends and the others begin.
So this was going to be one video, but now it's going to be two. Because there's just too much to talk about here. And we do need to address Fuentes. We do need to address it. But I want to keep my videos short and sweet. That's how I like them. I like my videos short and sweet. So let's talk about really what she's saying here. She's saying it is not just these one or two people who have a guilty verdict of sedition. It was an organized plot, and it's an organized plot by the Republican Party, and they're just all racist, and they're all associating with racists and all of that lovely stuff. Well, in the next video, we're going to talk about the bedfellows that the Republican Party keeps and the bedfellows that the Democratic Party keeps. And we're going to put those things side by side, which MSN will never do for you. And we're going to let you decide who are the bad apples. But I want to concentrate here on January 6th. This is the death of democracy. Be very scared. Oh. What does this say? What does this say? FBI finds no evidence that Trump and his allies were directly involved with the organized violence of the Capitol riots. Yeah. FBI finds no evidence Capitol riots was coordinated. FBI has found scant evidence that January 6 attacks on U.S. Capitol was the result of an organized plot to overturn the presidential election results, according to 4 current and former law enforcement officials. 90 to 95% of these are one-off cases, said a former senior law enforcement official with knowledge of the investigation. Then you have 5% maybe of those in militia groups, quote unquote, that were more closely organized, but there was no grand scheme with Roger Stone and Alex Jones and all of those people to storm the Capitol and take hostages. Exclusive! Reuters! FBI finds scant evidence U.S. Capitol attacks was coordinated. Okay, you had a lot of people who were really upset with the last election. And if you watch the election live, which I don't think any of my Democratic friends did, if you weren't at least puzzled, how about that? For the YouTube gods, for Wojcicki, if you weren't puzzled by the events of the election and maybe a little concerned, then I hazard to guess that you are not paying attention. So yes, people gathered at the Capitol. Yes, they were let into the Capitol. And according to documents that we now have, the FBI was embedded with several groups and knew everything that they were talking about before the Capitol. So if there was a plot, the FBI allowed it to happen. Yeah. So, Joy Reid, can you at least place yourself in the position of your opponents? And after all of this stuff comes out, we're not shaking in our boots by you throwing out a scary term called oath keepers and proud boys and saying that they were convicted of quote unquote sedition. Can you excuse us if that doesn't scare us? What scares me a little bit more is people who've been in jail for, 2 years, 3 years in solitary confinement without trial. I thought it was like in the Bill of Rights, a right to a speedy trial. I don't know. That scares me maybe a little bit more than what happened on January 6th. Sorry, Joy. Maybe I'm weird, but that scares me a little bit more. So we're going to do a part 2 because I like to keep my videos short and sweet. So we are going to see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for all the support.